Hello, Holliston. I'm John Cronin. Thanks for joining us on Just Thinking. Today we're going to be talking with some of Holliston's best volunteers, people that give their time for youth sports. Because the youth sports in Holliston are so popular, we're actually going to cover this over 2 shows. The first show today will be taped and showing individuals from Holliston Youth Baseball, Softball, Youth Cheer, and the Youth Football Association. I'd like you to join me in welcoming Shannon Gratton from the Holliston Football Association, Lisa Egnitz from Holliston Baseball and Softball, Jason Cooper from Holliston Baseball and Softball, and finally Hayley Fetrow from the Holliston Cheer Program. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining me. I thought we'd gather and basically give our viewers, especially parents of young children, a sense of how great and rich the traditions and youth programs are in Holliston. I'm going to start with you, Shannon. I want to know a little bit about, and each of you to follow, the program. Can you give us a brief idea of what's going on in Holliston football youth programs right now?
Yeah, so Holliston Youth Football serves youth from kindergarten through 8th grade. We offer flag football for kindergarten and 1st grade and tackle football for 2nd grade through 8th grade. And we run in the fall, and we're working all year to recruit some new players and welcome back our players as a family spirit.
So these are youth programs. Are you associated with the schools or are you independent of them?
We're independent of them.
Okay. But the schools are a place where a lot of the kids nevertheless get their training, their experience. After hours, that's where you go to play, right?
That's where we go.
With regard to enrollment, give me an idea of how many kids are involved right now in the Holliston Youth football program?
Yeah, so last season we had about 100 youth enrolled in the program, and we hope every year we can grow that number. Such a rich history of football in Holliston, and we just want to continue that program to be as live and thriving as we can.
Do the kids play just within Holliston against themselves at that age, or does the youth program extend beyond Holliston?
This youth program extends, so we are a traveling program. We have 27 towns in our league, so we're going from some local area towns such as Medway, Hopkinton, and then as someplace North Attleboro, Lincoln Sudbury.
Wow.
Yeah, so we travel and it's fun.
What would a parent expect the cost to be?
So we have registration fees which cover everything from the game jersey, game pants, helmet, shoulder pads, safety gear. So the only additional cost to that would be things like practice pants, cleats that they would need, mouth guard. Okay. So pretty minimal after the registration fee.
I'm a parent, I got a young child, they're thinking about football, the child really wants in, but the parent's thinking safety. Yeah. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean there's risks associated with any sports that you play, and I think we do a really great job getting top of the line equipment. The helmets are really advanced, they are inflated to fit everyone perfectly. So we do a lot of things to reduce the risk that are associated with it. Okay. Training, coaches go through training every single year on how to teach proper techniques and mechanics. So kids are really taught the correct way to do things, and that's within the whole league. So not only are we teaching it in our own teams, but the league and teams that we're playing are taught the same things.
Got it. Boys and girls at that age?
Boys and girls. It's almost all boys, but we do currently have 2 girls in the program.
Great. And when it comes to who can join up, do you have to be a resident? Do you welcome people from out of town?
So it is usually our residents that are joining our teams. However, if there is a local outside of our Holliston community that doesn't offer football in their town, they may have an opportunity to come and join us, and we've had some of those in the past.
So folks should know that last September during Celebrate Holliston, I was approached by somebody who I'd never met before, but like many of the people that you'll see and hear during these 2 shows, just a picture of volunteer spirit. Lisa Egnitz is joining us. I ran into her and she said, you really need to do a show on youth sports. And here we are several months later in the middle of winter. Something like that. And I'm glad you did. Again, youth sports is where it all starts. Parents meet parents, kids become friends, and they grow. They grow into hopefully good athletes, good students as well. And I'm very grateful you broached the topic with me, Lisa. You joined me along with Jason as sort of 2 heads of the same thing, Holliston baseball and softball. I know it's not that time, but it's getting there, right? The snow's starting to melt, and we'll be talking about getting out there and playing ball and playing softball soon. You heard the questions I brought to Shannon. Tell us a little bit about the program, the upcoming year, and some of the things we covered with Shannon.
Sure. For the baseball side, right now our registration's open. So you can get on our website and register right now. Our program's similar to football. We run from K to 8. So kindergarten, you'll start at T-ball, which is very exciting and very fun for all the newbies to baseball. And then we'll start our farm program, which is grades 1 and 2. And then we'll have minors baseball, which is 3 and 4. Majors 5 and 6, and then you move on to Big Diamond or Babe Ruth when you're in grades 7 and 8.
Season roughly starts in April.
Yep, so again, a lot of snow outside, so we're hoping to start on time. In April, we do offer clinics. So this year, we're very excited to offer a clinic with Coach Santos, the head coach of the high school baseball team.
Yep.
So we'll be hosting a clinic for grades 3 to 8 in April during April vacation. We also host clinics within the organization as well. So those will be posted very soon.
Is softball happening at the same time?
Yes.
It is. Many of the same scheduling and grade levels are actually pretty similar.
So when
on
a
the
parent
baseball,
clicks
softball
on
side.
your website, they have the option to sign up for both baseball
Yes.
and/or softball if they have children interested in either, right?
Exactly. So we operate as Holliston Youth Baseball and Softball Association. And so we're under one umbrella, and we share a lot of the same resources. We actually have a president who couldn't join us here tonight, John Taylor, who's the president of all of HIBSA. And I focus more on the softball side, Lisa on the baseball side. And I'll add, we're actually entering HIBSA. I did a little research before tonight, and we're actually entering our 48th season as an organization in Holliston. And it just goes to show you the rich history of baseball and softball in Holliston with the old man softball in town, the Mudville baseball team, and we're really trying to follow suit at the youth level.
Again, some of the same questions. Fees. What are parents going to see when they sign up this year for a fee for their kids?
So we have 3 seasons, so it really depends on the season. Spring is our biggest season.
Okay.
The fees run between $120 to $200. For spring, it's a little more expensive. The fees do cover your jersey and you get your hat. So parents would be able to, that would go with the fee, but parents would have to buy pants, cleats. They can or they don't have to buy a bat. They can. We do provide bats and a helmet and a baseball glove.
So the 120s for all 3 seasons, or the
That's
first
one
season?
season.
Okay, tell us about what follows next. There's summer ball.
Yep, so then it'll be summer ball. That's a little different. Softball also does summer ball. So that's basically we have tryouts in May for summer ball.
Okay.
That is, we compete in 3 different leagues actually.
Okay.
One is in Hopkinton, one is in Ashland, and one is in Medway.
Is the summer ball program open to everyone, or do you have to be drafted to make it one of those teams?
It's open to everyone to try out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, but not every child may make a team.
They do.
They do.
Essentially, most kids do make a team. We have an A and a B team essentially.
I see.
Yeah.
Same for the softball.
Yes, very similar. We on the baseball and softball side, we do try to place kids on a team to get anybody who's actually interested in showing the desire to play in any season. We do try to allow them to play and give them an opportunity to play in a team.
You said travel in the summertime, right? What would parents expect? Where are they going when they have to bring their kids to a game?
For baseball, it's close. It's either Hopkinton, Medway, or Ashland.
Softball?
So for softball, we have a summer league that we play in with similar surrounding towns. And our spring league actually starts a little earlier on the travel side for softball. So for softball, we have an in-town kindergarten and first grade farm league. And then beginning in 2nd grade, we actually are part of our Metro West Softball League where the kids get to start to play other towns. There's umpires, so it starts to feel more real for a 2nd grader. And it's a fun environment, though.
Are you folks generally seeing the numbers for the youth staying the same, increasing, decreasing? What's the youth interest in sports these days, generally?
I think for baseball, we're seeing an increase. I do think a lot of that has to do with the popularity of the Savannah Bananas and people.
No kidding, okay.
Yeah, kids are really getting into it.
All right. Bringing fun back to baseball.
Exactly, it's very fun.
Okay. How about softball?
Softball the same, and one thing we've been really focusing on the last couple of years on the softball side is the synergy with the high school programs. So we have a great relationship with the high school team. We've been running a clinic in partnership with the high school kids that takes place every summer. The high school players come and help with our spring clinics. They've done pitching clinics for the girls. So that synergy is really, when you have an 8-year-old looking up to a high school player,
Right.
It means a lot to them, and they tell their friends, and it's really helped, I think, grow at the younger levels.
I asked Shannon a little bit about would out-of-town kids be welcome. Do you see any of that in the baseball, softball side?
We haven't. I mean, truly, it's within Holliston.
Sure.
I don't think we've seen many outside of.
I was aware some years ago, some towns their numbers don't rise to a certain level and they'll combine. They'll have
Yeah.
Millis and Dover, Sherburne, or something like that.
For the older, the 7th and 8th grade, for Big Diamond Baseball, we do collaborate with other towns because the numbers are a little smaller, but from K to 6, it's really in town.
So your program is now, we're into the summer, I got that. Lisa, you said there's 3 seasons. What's the last one?
So fall's our last season. That runs in September and October. We definitely see a lot of kids joining fall who maybe soccer's their main sport in spring, so they're not able to play baseball. We see kids that maybe it's their first time trying baseball, or it's not their main sport, but they really love it and want to pick up at least one season. So they
A little bit about the team make it. Is it again reset, different teams, different drafts?
So anyone can join. Spring and fall, we find teams for everyone who's interested.
That's great.
The ages are usually mixed, so we'll have K1, 1, 2,
Right.
3, 4, and then we kind of go 5, 6, and then the 7, 8.
Excellent. All right. Hi, Hayley.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
The cheer program.
The cheer program.
Talk all you need about the cheer program.
We love
We won't make you
Holliston
do any
Cheer.
cheers today, but
No.
talk a lot about the cheer program.
So Holliston Youth Cheer, we have been functioning as our entity since 2019. Before that, we functioned in partnership with Holliston Youth Football. We participate under the umbrella of American Youth Football and Cheer. And so right now, Holliston Youth Cheer and Holliston Youth Football have 2 separate organizations. But similar to baseball and softball, if you went to our website, we share the same platform.
Okay.
And so parents can log on and register, if they have children in their family that want to participate in both, they go to one website and they just pick separate engines basically
Right.
to then start
Is that the same for you? Are you on the same platform?
Yes.
Excellent.
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah.
keep going.
So we're
Sorry.
together with that.
Yeah.
So Holliston Youth Cheer, same as everybody else. It's kindergarten through 8th. We try to align the squads as much as possible by the schools, but then even within there, we kind of break down at the Placentino between a kindergarten and first and maybe a second, third, depending on our numbers at registration.
The cheer program, people join. What do they get? Are they getting some kind of a coach? They're getting some kind of training?
Yes.
Talk a little bit about how the program operates. Once they join, what can the parents expect?
Sure. So each of our squads, K to 8, they have volunteer coaches who have all participated in training, including myself and others. But then also part of that registration, because our cheerleaders not only participate in the games and cheering at the games, they also compete in local and regional, state and regional competitions, and some nationally. So we actually do have choreographers, and we hire a choreographer that helps us do the routine and teach the girls those routines.
That's outstanding.
Yeah.
I should have asked at the outset, but I'm a parent thinking safety again. All those kids coaches are cleared, right? They're like Corey
Yes.
background,
Yes.
and you said they're actually trained.
Yeah, we have, and I'm sure everybody else does as well, but there's specific coaches training that every coach has to participate in.
Yeah.
If you're a new coach, there's a certain training you participate in, and if you're a returning, there's a separate training you have to go through. There's also, darkness and light training, there's concussion training protocols, and then all of those forms and certifications have to be completed, and we keep them all together, and they're certified by our local organizations.
Does the cheer group follow sports, or are they following other cheer groups and competing with them, or both?
So both. So part of our season really involves cheering at the football games as our partner, and then the other half of it is going to local cheer competitions. We start in Eastern Mass, which is the conference that youth and cheer participate in, and then we grow to the state level at Massachusetts, and then we participate at regionals, which is New England, and then we can go to nationals in Florida.
Is it a rolling admission, Hayley, or is there a season to joining the cheer program?
So primarily fall. We start the last Monday of July, and traditionally we do have to cut off that registration
in May. We're going to open our registration this year in April.
Okay.
And then we'll close in May because we do need time to get the girls fitted and get uniforms.
Okay. Cost, Hayley.
So our costs, our registration fees, they do cover the uniform. Parents don't have to buy uniforms. We buy those, and we basically rent them out every year to the parents. And then the things that the parents have to buy, it's a one-time cost. They have to buy, the backpack. They buy cheer shoes as their kids grow. But we try as much as possible to keep apparel, backpacks, things like that consistent. So if you buy a practice uniform one year, you can use it for a couple of years. We don't change it too much.
You're all parents. Would you consider the youth program safe?
Absolutely.
Yeah, no problems. I'm impressed to hear that not only are they Corey background or background checked, they're also being trained. These individuals are not just, weekending it up and saying, okay, it's kids come over here and let's figure it out. They know what they're doing. Can the same be said for some of the coaches in youth baseball and softball? Do you background them, and do you have some kind of a training program for them?
Yes, absolutely. So all coaches are Corey'd and background checked. We have various trainings that we offer to the coaches during the season. For example, the head baseball coach, Joe Santos, is offering an in-person training in the next few months to coaches, which is going to be great. And believe it or not, we have a lot of former not just high school, but a lot of former college softball and baseball players that are coaches in our program, which you can't, it's not required, but when you have someone step on the field that just gets it and played at that high level, it's a great thing for the program. The other thing I'll add to that is that we encourage anybody who's interested in coaching or helping, even if you have zero experience in our situation, baseball or softball, to raise your hand and come help, because yes, you may not be the person on the field describing how to turn a double play, but you could be the person in the dugout encouraging the kids, keeping everyone sane. There's so many different aspects of how a parent could volunteer. So if you've never volunteered to coach in youth sports and you've been shy about it, I really encourage folks to raise their hand and come on out.
Great.
Similar answer to Jason. We also offer other jobs as well, again, to his point. Grounds crew, we have lovely volunteers who do handle picture day, we have our parade. So there's a lot of opportunities to join the league and not have the pressure of being a coach. But we're on the same system for Corey checks and all of that. 100% we want to make sure our kids are safe. And I think that's a goal of every program.
Right. Real quick, when do the kids start to age out of your various programs? Shannon, where do they stop being a member of the Holliston Football Association?
Oh, they will never age out of it.
Fair enough.
They stop playing after 8th grade and they go on to high school. But we do work a lot with the high school program to be a good feeder program for them, but they will always be a part of the Holliston football family.
Right. If you're a member of Pop Warner, you can also be in the Holliston Football Association, right? Do they have Pop Warner for young kids at K through 8?
So we're with the AYF, just like Cheer is, AYF, the Eastern Mass Conference.
Okay, gotcha. And how about you folks? When do people stop playing baseball, softball in your program?
The same 8th grade.
8th grade?
And then hopefully they'll move on to
The
high school and continue on.
Same.
Yeah, we have girls come back. We have people right now that we're doing a clinic right now. We're calling it our building between breaks. And so we're doing it between February break and April break, which we hope is kind of a downtime. We're doing it on Sundays at the high school. And we do ask the high school cheerleaders to come. And then even those 8th grade cheerleaders who are going to be going into high school next year, they'll come and help with some of our youngest girls.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. Any final comments before we break? I have one thought before we do, but Shannon, pitch the Holliston Youth Football Association.
Well, Holliston Youth Football, there's nothing like a good game day. So we hope that we see lots of new players come join our family. Game days when we have cheer there, we have concessions opened. It's just such an amazing feeling, and we want everyone to be a part of that, whether, like you said, they're volunteering. There's so many things you can do to help to make that experience really great for our young athletes. And to make the day really wonderful. And
That's great.
Yeah.
You have a special angle. You haven't talked about the big parade that's a tradition in town, but certainly talk up the program. Give us a little bit of a pitch for youth baseball and softball.
So similar to Shannon, like we are a family-oriented organization. We want kids to join and have their families out there, you know, watching the kids and making a day of it. Our big, you know, kickoff is our parade, and that will be in May.
Yep.
Stay tuned. We're going to add some additional fun activities to the parade this year, which we'll announce soon. But again, like we want kids from the littlest kid to the biggest kid just out there having a good time and learning baseball and just really loving it.
Haley, why should somebody think of joining Holliston Cheer?
I mean, I think the amazing thing about Holliston Cheer is our cheerleaders get the opportunity to stand individually themselves and stand in front of a crowd and support others, but then they're also a team together. They have to support each other. They do hard things. These girls work really hard, and then they show up and they're able to show out and be really excited about all they've achieved in the season.
That's outstanding. I'd be remiss if I didn't bring up a tender topic, which is parents at youth events. And any thoughts on how parents should be conducting themselves, being good models for others? I think we can all understand that there's plenty of stories out there where things go south, but let's promote the fact that we do encourage good behavior on all corners. Is that safe to say?
Yeah.
Do you have a code? Does anybody have a code on parent
Zero
behavior?
tolerance.
Yeah.
Zero tolerance.
Talk about that.
policy.
Yeah.
Well, it's just it has to be good job and you know, encouragement to the coaches, more so to the players, to the referees and umpires, and zero tolerance being if you do anything but that, you may be asked to leave the field, you may be suspended from coming. For a game, for the season, and unfortunately, youth sports, that stuff happens. Unfortunately,
It seems to happen more, actually.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
and you see it on the news. I think Holliston has a great group of parents, a great supportive group of families. So I think we're lucky to be in Holliston with that. But unfortunately, it does happen.
Yeah.
Same zero tolerance?
Yeah, we have it within our registration packets that both youth football and youth cheer use the same registration forms. Our forms include a code of conduct that the parents have to sign as well as the athletes even. They have to review it and understand it. And we've had instances where, you know, parents have approached coaches and spoken to them. And so we always follow up using that code of conduct to discuss with them being supportive and constructive with the league. I
would imagine, you know, my children are grown and up, but as a parent, I can definitely advocate for the fact that youth sports bring out the best in kids. You know, when they're out there giving their best, whatever that is, in whatever activity they choose, they become better people. They learn how to get along, compete within the rules, and hopefully enjoy themselves for years and years to come. So I want to thank each of you for coming in. It was a pleasure meeting all of you. You're great volunteers. I know the amount of hours that you have to put into this. Haley, you've been doing it for a while. How many years have you been doing it now?
Since 2019. Yeah,
it's great. And on behalf of all the parents and the kids that join your organizations, thank you for all the work you do. I hope you have a great summer, a great spring, summer, and fall for you folks especially. But thank you very much for joining me. It was a pleasure, and we'll look forward to seeing you out there. Holliston, please join us at the next Just Thinking episode. We'll meet other volunteers who are also bringing forth the other youth sports in Holliston. We look forward to seeing you then. Thank you.